Welcome back to Tony Talks, Tony Jersey Yap. Another episode with my nice guest. I'm going to introduce you. This is my great friend, Vinnie P from the Nook, and it's just been a lot of fun. I really appreciate that that you come out and.
Thank you for having me.
No, of course. I'll just tell you what this portion is about. We're only going to do a few more of the community ones because we're going to move on. So I thought that it was really interesting and fascinating what you do and how you are part of the Nook and so forth. So I'll just tell you my understanding of it, and then we can just jump in, and we'll get into that. So the Nook, basically, my understanding is a community group, right, where people can get some assistance, some food. It's a pantry, right?
Yes.
So it's located in Toms River. I didn't know much about it. I found out through some involvement of Giovanni's involved in it, and I went down there. It's just spectacular to me that you're doing that. So so tell us a little bit about just basically where it is, what it does, who you are, and we'll start there. We're friends, right?
Sure.
So yeah.
My name is Vinnie. I'm a social worker. I work for Bright Harbor Healthcare, which is a very large healthcare provider, mostly based in Ocean County. And we have about 45 programs. And I am very happy to be able to coordinate one of their programs, which is a food insecurity program called the Nook. It stands for Nourishing Others Opportunity Care.
Gotcha. That was my next question. It's like is like the Nook just kind of like.
Well, when I luckily I was able to name it. So I wanted it to be twofold. I wanted it to have, an acronym that would stand for something important and really represent the place, but also have a name that was very cozy and welcoming and memorable.
So who runs the Nook?
That's me.
Right. But how does it come to fruition? Like how did it come to being?
Sure. So I have a really gifted director who is incredible at obtaining and sustaining grants. And she had a vision for this place where, anyone in Ocean County who was in need of food could come get food, with very few, questions asked except for the ones that we need to do for a little data collection.
Right.
But anyone who is hungry in Ocean County can come to the Nook. So she was able to get this very large grant.
Okay, good.
And she continues to obtain grants to keep it running.
What's her name again?
That's Kelly Chiarello.
Okay,
So she was the director of Children and Families at the time.
Okay.
But since then she has ascended to the director of development.
Right.
For Bright Harbor Healthcare.
Okay. Interesting. That's fascinating. But that's been so just to be clear to people, it's by that shop right where the Buffalo Wild Wings is, the Panera. It's where it's the hub of Toms River. It's that area.
Yeah,
right.
It's very close to.
It's right down there. It's off to the left. It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, right in front of the Emerald Apartments.
Yeah,
it's at 954.
It's hidden, but it's there.
Yeah, it's on 954 Lakewood Road, which is also 166. Same name.
Gotcha. So we're gonna give people all the other stuff. So basically, I just want my goal with having interesting people here, friends that want to share, is really highlight Ocean County and the places that we live. Listen, I have a business, right?
Yeah.
It's been thriving for 40 years. We go through ups and downs and so forth. So I kind of look at every operation as a business, not so much as hey, we got to make a profit here, but it's run with rent, electrical, employees, logistics, insurance. So to me, when everything needs that. So it fascinates me how things run and so forth, and and I think the community has all these gems, right? I'm certainly not the only pizzeria in the area. There's 20 just in my area. There's hundreds. There's just a lot going on in Ocean County, I think,
Yeah.
There's a lot of great things. And there's so many people that live here. They just don't know that these things are available to them.
Yes.
So when I first found out about the Nook, it's like, oh, first of all, people can get involved by helping and volunteering, right? So it's run, but it also has volunteer members that pick up food, the logistics. So run us through like the people power it takes to just do this.
Oh, immense. So let me tell you that we could not have the operation that we have without our volunteers. They are our lifeblood, and they do really important tasks. One mantle I feel that Bright Harbor has really excelled at in the last few years, especially, has been promoting sustainability in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
So one of the important aspects that is really crucial to the success of the Nook is our food recovery that we do.
So what is food recovery?
Sure. So food recovery is recovering perfectly edible food that would have otherwise gone to waste had it not been recovered. So we have retail partnerships with a few different ShopRites.
Yeah,
with
shop,
Walmart, Target, and a few smaller businesses also
Sure.
have just maybe it's something that they have too much inventory of, and or seasonal things, and they want to make room for the next thing.
Yeah.
But it's everything is very good, and food waste is a very large problem in this country, and it makes me very sad. When a lot of things go in the dumpster that are completely fine that I would put on my table at home.
Yes.
So we are able to recover at least a couple of 1,000 pounds of food every week. Where
a couple thousands.
Yeah, we're doing donation pickups. Really 6 days a week, honestly, anywhere between 2 and 4 stores.
So how many volunteers does it take to do this?
We have probably 12 volunteers
12?
right now.
Okay.
I'm the only staff person full-time in the Nook, and we have people from every walk of life. We have volunteers on the younger side, people who are, retired, and everything in between. We have interns when school is in session, and everyone has a unique challenge. Some people really like the physical part of it, and then they don't have to go to the gym after. But we're going and doing donation pickups. We're unloading everything. We're checking expiration dates on every single item that comes through the Nook.
Okay.
We're finding homes for them. Sometimes food has to be discarded too. Food safety is really important, and we have training on that.
Okay.
And then we also have walk-in hours 3 days a week. So
because we have time, so I really want to get this all in here and all this stuff. So keep in mind that this is something new that people are hearing for the first time.
Yeah.
You follow? They're going to be shocked that they're seeing it at the pizza stories or so forth. But I do believe that it's interesting. It's interesting. It's important. It's also how people want to contribute to the conversation, to the community. And I'm blessed or lucky or whatever word it is that I'm getting to speak with people on a level of just bringing it to the community, and people learn, not to talk about past guests, but I'm learning
Sure.
I'm learning how people who can really are taking charge, taking a risk to get involved in clubs and in organizations as volunteers. So I think there's also like people want to get involved as well, because there's different sides to it, right? Specifically this topic is about food insecurity and not having the food, which is
Right.
it's it can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So so there's that need to deliver that message to people that, hey, there is a place that can assist or help with this challenge, whether hopefully it's we can. And then the other piece where there's the volunteers. So what I want to take this into a couple parts. Let's talk about really how to get people activated and and helping, because as people are volunteers, there's attrition, they drop off because of schedules and so forth. They're signing up, but you're not keeping them forever. So there is a little bit of attrition, correct, with volunteers.
Yes.
So we need people to get involved, understand that. So take me through what a potential volunteer, how do what's the mechanism of saying, hey, I want to volunteer. What's this look like for me?
Sure. So anyone who is interested in volunteering at the Nook can email us at thenook@brightharbor.org.
Okay, we'll have that info. Yeah,
Sure. And then I would interview them.
Okay.
They would fill out an application, and then they would get processed through our human resources department, just like any other employee. There are a couple of background checks involved.
Sure.
And then it's going to be all about an important tenet of social work is meeting the client where they're at.
Yeah.
But for me, and what we do at the Nook, we have to meet the volunteer where they're at. So we don't have a minimum hourly commitment or monthly commitment.
Beautiful.
Some people are only available in the evening. Some people are only available in the morning, and some people are they don't have their schedule too far in advance. Whereas other people are like, okay, I can do all of these dates in July, and they're more organized than I am. So,
right. So the Nook has volunteers,
flexible opportunities.
Right. But there's elements that the Nook is run by. We won't say names, but my son's involved in the Nook. And there's other people that I've met that are involved doing the good work, doing the nice work, doing the important work. It's rewarding, right? For whatever reason, a potential volunteer might want to get involved. I think that it's important to understand that, hey, it's flexible, is what we're saying, correct?
Yes, and some people are, I'll shoot you a text and let you know when I'm available next week, and other people like to have their schedule done a month in advance.
Necessary.
Yes. So I would say that the primary things that I'm probably looking for right now are people who can drive and are comfortable driving, an agency vehicle to do these pickups.
Okay.
And I have people who can lift also, so that's not an issue, because some people are comfortable driving but not lifting. Some people are comfortable lifting but not driving. So we kind of pair when we're doing the schedule. I'm pairing people who can work together to get the things done that we need to get done.
Right. How many pounds of food was there, right?
Oh, sure. And that's something I take into account also. I know that when one of our programs actually at Bright Harbor, these young adults go and do these pickups for us, I know that I'm not going to schedule more than 200 to 300 pounds of pickup, because that's what their capacity is.
Yes.
So you have to meet the volunteer where they're at, and that's how we are able to meet our goals.
So what's the consensus of, I'm just trying, I know the perspective, and I don't really talk to my son about it. It's like, hey, how's it going? But how do they feel? What's
well, they keep coming back, which I'm really happy about. So we're doing something right now.
It's nice, right?
An important part, obviously everyone is invested in, food security and helping take care of our neighbors. But I think another large reason that people come is for that camaraderie, for that feeling that you are part of something greater than yourself, for that real sense of community that you were talking about, and that you are so interested and invested in your community is a testament to, why I'm here today. We have that in common.
It takes a long time to get to the point to get all the understanding all the logistics of running a business, a company, an organization. To me, that's the part where it's like, oh, that's interesting. You know, like this is similar to this. So, how many people does it really take to optimally run the Nook?
It would depend on which day and which time of day. So there's a lot of work that gets done behind the scenes, to
Yeah.
make sure that we get food on the shelves. But we also have people that are actively fulfilling pantry request orders when we have our walk-in hours, one morning, one afternoon, one evening every week. So it could be anywhere from 2 people to 5 people at a time.
So are these lists that people fill out and you just kind of fill it?
Yeah,
Like,
so we have
what's that look like?
yeah, so we have kind of a hybrid choice model. So when people come into our pantry,
Okay.
I have one form for them, and the top part is just a little bit about very basic demographic information, so I can report to our funding source that we're serving this many males,
Sure.
this many people in this age bracket,
Yes.
this many people in this township, but I don't have to report any personally identifiable information. And then the rest of the form is just a checklist of the foods they would like. So if it's
A
almost like
protein,
a
a
grocery
carb.
shopping list.
Okay. A
Exactly.
vegetable.
Yeah, there are about 50 items on there, and also there's also a section for any dietary restrictions or
Okay.
special, food allergies or any special requests that they might have.
So you're making the shopping bag for the person?
Exactly. They're basically giving me their shopping list, and
Interesting.
we're putting it together for them.
Okay.
And that's the most efficient way, and we can give them things that they actually want. So
then-
nothing goes to waste.
Okay. And then people are picking this up at a certain time. That's the way it's done?
Yeah, so we have the walk-in hours, and then as long as there's not a line, you could expect to be in and out the door in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I should have mentioned that one of the other things that volunteering doesn't have to be on site. In fact, we've had a lot of great community response with people running food drives for us as well.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about news to me.
Yeah.
Right?
So we have
news to
local,
me.
Yeah, local arts organizations.
Okay, tell me.
New Jersey AMP Alliance.
What's that? What's that?
Oh, it's a brand new.
Yeah, I know nothing.
It's brand new. It's
All right, we're back and just needed that little break, stretch, and so forth. So let's talk a little bit about the food banks, how we collect the food, who's helping you with collecting the food, and let's because that's really important. Where the food's coming from, the sources.
Yeah.
And there's other groups that are helping you with this, which I am now even more curious. So take us to, I think we were talking or off camera. I'm not sure where it happened, but we were talking about the Elks.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about that and the group. I want to hear the group names when possible, and when possible, who was helping or contributing and so forth.
Sure.
The other people, the other pieces to this puzzle, and then food drives. I hear food drives go on sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Average person, I don't know. Do I speak for every average person? I don't know what's going on.
So,
How is this food getting to you, and who's collecting? Who are the nice people? And we talked and mentioned that. Like I said, I don't know where we lost it or whatever. We were talking outside about the AMP or something. Yeah, let's get into that.
Sure. So where do we get our food from? It's a great question.
Yeah.
One of our primary sources is Fulfill, the food bank. That's Ocean and Monmouth County's food bank.
Fulfill. Where is it?
So the Ocean County location is on Hooper. It's right next to the JBJ.
Gotcha. Which
their primary headquarters is in Neptune.
yeah, another conversation. But there's so many. So
we're picking up in the food bank twice a week. Then we have our retail partnerships, which are really important. with multiple ShopRites, Aldi, Walmart, Target, some local businesses also.
People hear the names, but we're in Ocean County, so say the local towns like Toms River.
Sure. So ShopRite Waretown, ShopRite Lacey, ShopRite
Contributing.
Fisher Boulevard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're there multiple times a week. And I'm not sure where the conversation, might have stopped before.
Yeah, it's okay.
But food recovery is crucial to what we do.
Yeah.
So food that is perfectly edible that would have otherwise gone to waste, we're picking up most days of the week.
Right. But you've set that up, right? Some of it.
It's a combination. Sometimes it's through Fulfill. Sometimes it's me door to door soliciting businesses.
Okay.
And sometimes it's people approaching us too because they heard about us. So, they'll send us an email.
Yeah, let's get that out there. We're going to get that out there.
Yeah. And I would love to, continue building our food recovery network.
I'm going to build some other mechanisms because what's happening is people are reaching out to me. We've done other things, and I'll try to be another connecting point.
I love that.
Yeah. So we're gonna do as much as, we've got our hat in the ring a little bit here. We're a business. Mm-hmm. This is a podcast. This is just for. I thought this would be interesting things for people to know about. I'm fascinated by it. So
you had mentioned the community groups.
Yeah.
And I don't want to forget your question. So there are multiple community groups, again, that have reached out to us and said, hey, we would like to host a food drive for you. And we were able to do incredible things through those partnerships. The Bayville Elks had gotten, one person in particular, Robin, had gotten a grant to buy us a whole lot of food off our wish list. And then they delivered it in a truck.
Okay.
They have... let's see, Soup Can Magazine and New Jersey Amp Alliance. They're a community of artists who are very invested in our community. And instead of charging admission for their shows, what they'll do is, please bring an item or two off of, this food wish list.
Well, we were talking to the point that there's about 11 or 12% of the people in Ocean County that have food insecurity, which totals to about 70,000 people.
Yes, correct.
It's a large number.
Yes.
It's a large number. 70,000 people out there today have some lack of means of subsistence. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's important. So, we've got to get the word out to some of those people, to all, I don't think the Nook can handle 70,000 at capacity, but it's important to... And it's geography too. It's like, the Nook is by the ShopRite. It's by the Buffalo Wild Wings. It's in that area. It's right there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna bet that a lot of people don't even know it's there.
Sure. It's
so,
nice.
So how many years has it been there?
Only about 3.
Okay.
A little less than 3, I would say.
Okay.
And yeah, it's at 954 Lakewood Road, Route 166. It's very close to a bus stop as well.
Okay.
And anyone in Ocean County.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about who can get it.
Sure.
And how they get it. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone in Ocean County is welcome to come in during any of our walk-in hours.
So they have to sign up though first?
No. They literally just walk in the door. They say, I would like food, and that's it. I give them a form. It's one form when you come in.
Okay.
It's a very modicum of basic demographic information, and I just need that information to.
Okay, so a person just shows up.
It's a very basic form.
Where they're from, right? It's not like addresses or that kind of stuff.
It is. It is because so what we have to do is what we have to do is report to our funding sources how many people in each township we're serving.
Understood.
How many people in this age bracket are we serving? And gender, ethnicity. But I'm not reporting any personally identifiable information. So it's going to look like, okay, this month we served 70 people in Toms River, 20 in Beechwood, 5 in Little Lake Harbor. But otherwise your information stays with me.
Interesting. Okay.
What we do then, the rest of the form is just a checklist of foods that people would like. So it's a choice model. So anything that you want, if I have it, I will give you. I don't always have everything.
This is great.
There's also a section on the form specifically if anyone in the household has any food allergies or dietary restrictions.
Okay, this is good.
So nothing goes, I'm not going to give you anything that you don't want, and nothing goes to waste, which is an important part of our mission, in sustainability and food recovery.
Okay. Okay.
Wasting food serves no one.
Yes. 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 So someone who needs it, wants it, shows up. Are they reoccurring? Like
They can be. Some people
Okay.
are there, when it's been exactly 30 days, every month. And some people I'll see once and then never see again.
Oh, good.
Food insecurity can be acute or chronic for myriad reasons. And that's one of the other things that we work to address too, to hopefully reduce, recurrence is once a month now we have a benefits enrollment specialist from Fulfill.
What is that?
It's someone who comes and helps people apply for SNAP, for Medicaid.
Okay.
He was just here yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So now he comes once a month. Numbers, requirements change for these programs. So it's good to keep abreast in case maybe you haven't qualified before. Maybe you didn't, maybe you over exceeded the income threshold. So that might have changed because as the cost of living keeps going up,
That's changing. Okay.
and food gets more expensive, numbers get adjusted. So maybe you didn't qualify when you applied for food stamps a year ago, but maybe you do now.
Okay. So
We're here to help with that also.
this is really interesting and fascinating. We talked about a lot of things here. We talk, and this is a little overwhelming for me. Even so imagine. Those bags. We were chatting about the bags. So even that, we're talking about people, regular people. We're talking about people in their houses. They go in their drawers. They see these disposable bags. Is it what they are?
Or reusable bags.
Or even the ones that you go. Okay, so the reusable ones, right?
Yeah, we could always use those.
So right. So and people do collect them, right?
How many times have you gone to the store now in New Jersey and I'm only going in for one thing. It turns out to be a dozen. You left your bag in the car. You left your bag at home.
And you're buying it for 79 cents.
And then you have to buy another reusable bag. And then inevitably, a lot of people wind up with just a hoard of bags at home and nothing, nowhere to put them, no use for that many. And they don't know what to do with them. They don't want to throw them out. But we are a perfectly great place to deposit those.
So I think I mentioned this before, just running a business, the logistics, collecting points and so forth. So, but the person has to bring it to you, correct? Like the person donating it.
For the most part, if they have something that they want to donate, it might be something that we are able to pick up, and they could just email us at thenook@brightharbor.org.
So somebody looks in their cabinets, they have 20 of these perfectly good bags that they don't want. They want to.
I can put them to good use.
We can put them to good use, so the good people can email you or something to that effect.
Yeah,
right?
And I'm sure you could provide people with our phone number and our email.
We
address.
will. We'll do. I'm a big problem solver, so sometimes I'm overcomplicating. I'm like, oh, what can we do for that? I think that there's a lot that can be. I think people want to solve everything, right? They want to solve. Maybe this is an unsolvable thing forever. Like this alone won't solve it, right?
No, and that's a great observation, because especially empathetic people like yourself who care about the community or social workers.
I think there's so many people that
absolutely.
You just got to tie it into a way where it's just, hey, and people have stuff in their pantries that they don't necessarily need or want anymore.
Yeah,
it's perfect. That has the shelf life. It's perfectly good. A canned food we're talking about, a non-perishable, and they just like, not to take you off point, but there was a moving company that when people sell their houses, when they sell the houses, they're moving on somewhere else. All the food that's left behind sometimes gets tossed.
Oh.
Yeah. and there was an organization, I can't think of it right now, but it was a moving company. The moving company would collect it and then donate it.
I hadn't heard of that
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
That's wonderful.
yeah,
But that was a great point though that you made before, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you
yeah,
realize just how vast food insecurity could be.
yeah.
But it's it might seem like, oh, I only have 3 cans, but I will find a good home for those 3 cans.
So I think the point is too, to some level, is you don't even have to go out and buy anything. Like the
No.
person who wants to help could basically might be listening and says, "Oh, I have 50 of those reusable bags that I hate and don't need. I just need 4 of them or 6 of them or whatever," and needs a home for it.
Yeah.
So canned foods that maybe you don't want in your houses anymore, like you said, 3 cans, 1 can has a home. These reusable bags. So I'm just saying that there's a lot of ways for people to get involved in.
Yeah.
On some kind of level.
Sure. And parent to parent, how many times, when boys were growing up, did they have a food that was their favorite snack in the world, and then, all of a sudden they hate it?
Yeah, sure.
You bought something in bulk. That's something we could take. As long as something is
It's
individually packaged.
It's packaged. It's wrapped. It's safe. Right. We're talking about we're talking about grocery items that are bought at the supermarket or so forth, and it's packaged. Right.
Yeah. As long as it's the package is intact, hasn't been breached.
Sure.
Then yes, and we could take that.
Okay. Good. All right. So we have that. We talked about how people can get, and we're going to have all this hopefully in the links, or it's local. Just Google it. The Nook. This is simple. This is easy to do, people. And I feel like, hey, there's somebody at the other end of this that's gonna do something. Is really cool. I think that's really, really cool. So talk to me a little bit about those other groups. They were. I'm just fascinated with how other groups are collecting food, meaning in can drives, and in lieu of the ticket.
Yes. So you don't have to be a volunteer at the Nook to contribute to the Nook.
Yeah.
And, we've gotten a lot of useful resources that way because people are interested in hosting food drives. So we had the Bayville Elks who had gotten a grant and were able to purchase a lot of food for us off our wish list, and they delivered it. We have the Soup Can Magazine.
Soup Can, what's that?
Yeah, so the Soup Can Magazine, and then it's a literary magazine for Ocean County artists and who are closely associated with the New Jersey Amp Alliance, and it's just artist communities who are very invested in the community at large and doing good. So, in lieu of charging admission for entries to their shows, they'll take a wish list from us or another organization that they're running a food drive for and say, just please bring a couple of these items with you if you can. And
who else have you worked?
A local yoga studio.
Is that right?
Similar thing. Yeah, they were doing a sound healing class, and they said instead of paying us an entry fee, bring a couple of canned goods.
Yeah, fire. But that's okay. We'll talk.
It happens. It's community.
Yep.
So
some yoga studios have done drives. They collect the food, and in turn, that's interesting and wonderful.
Yeah, and some of these food drives have raised anywhere between 500 and 1,500 pounds of food, and it's been an incredible help. So you don't ever really have to even set foot into the Nook in order to contribute.
And you're helping.
So if you're interested in running a food drive for your scouting troop, for your local bridge club, any group at all can run a food drive for us.
The Nook will take it.
Yes, and you could just email me and I will walk you through that. I can give you boxes to put these collections in.
You'll
the
make
Nook at brightharbor.org.
You'll make it.
I will work with them to be able to meet their goal and ours.
Right.
Yes.
So we're on Facebook. We're on. We'll reiterate the the places in a nice little caption. So
Yeah,
people,
sure.
so I'll make sure we do that for people to get involved in. I liked where this went. Is there is there anything you want to add? Like for instance, like we covered a topics. We've covered the how to get involved. I think people should be really clear that we have stuff in Ocean County. One of the groups is like the Nook, where it was, and that interesting stuff. And it seems like there's three parts to this, right? There's the person donating,
Mm-hmm.
the person organizing, right, and then the person receiving.
Okay.
The person, and all three parts to me seem equal in importance. You take one of those pieces out, we would like to take the piece out that's not necessary, is the people who need it the most, and so forth. And you walked us through how you see people come in once and you don't see them, which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they've moved, or it's something to that point. Is there other? Obviously, there's no competition here, but is there other groups as well out there?
Oh, sure.
What's going on in the county? Like,
Well, that's a beautiful breakdown how you put it, by
Yeah.
the way. And all three of those, components are necessary for
They're
what
necessary.
we do. But we actually work with other pantries as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad you brought that up. There are approximately 50 pantries throughout Ocean County.
Yeah.
Everywhere from New Egypt to Little Egg, and everywhere in between. There are about 15 in Toms River alone. So when we have an excess of something, we have partnered with other pantries, and we'll say, hey, we have too much frozen meat, or we got an excess of this snack.
Okay.
Can I drop this off to you? Sure. And then likewise, they do the same thing for us.
So
no one goes without.
okay, so so there's this other aspect right there, that these pantries. Is everybody aware of everybody else for the most part? The other pantries list that exists.
Well, I try to make it
Okay,
that way.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, Fulfill has about 50 pantries in Ocean County, that they provide food for, and they have a list, and I keep that with our resources
Right.
also, because I can provide about a week's worth of food, but we couldn't provide a month's worth of food for every single person that we serve.
Right, the stuff has to rotate. The stuff has to move.
Mm-hmm. And there are other places to go.
Yes. So in essence, there really isn't too many donations that we could take. Like the donations need to keep, the pipeline of donations needs to always be active and rolling. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we can't stop it.
Yeah, that's why we're picking up.
Yeah, we can't stop
6 days a week.
Yeah, we can't stop. It's like we'd like to say it's enough, but it really isn't. Because there's other pantries that have different elements that they're missing, and they have different pieces. I'm not sure where the other pantries are, but you see them. You see the churches. You see the ones. I don't know exactly. Off the top of my head, there's the St. Joseph's ones, right?
Yeah.
They have one, right? So where are they getting their supplies? Or like,
a lot of.
Obviously, you can't speak for them, to them. It's just observations. Is like maybe people are looking at it from my lens. It's like, yeah, I kind of know that there's these pantries around. You notice them, You can call it whatever you like lucky, blessed, didn't know, but they're out there and they're important elements to the community. But I'm saying that one should not assume that once the food drive is over, that's it.
Oh no! Yes.
Yeah,
The need
it's continual. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's continuous. It
And,
has not. Yeah.
We serve. We do about 145 pantry requests every month, which across the households that amounts to roughly like 420 people or so.
So the Nook. Okay, so 420,
Mm-hmm.
which we're getting to that 70,000 number.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we're just, we're playing our part in a much bigger picture.
yeah.
Um, we're just one puzzle piece.
One, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But but it's through volunteers. It's through the pantry groups. It's these are complicated uh, parts systems. But I am the believer of that somebody has a can of food that quote they don't want, or don't need, and it's there's no effort to give it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is nice. I get to give these bags. I get to give these. And how about monetary donations?
Yeah, we can take that also.
So there's ways people.
A lot of people are very generous, and
Yes,
they're
yes.
just not sure, and they want to contribute, but they're not sure how.
Well, correct. And and people don't want to get scammed.
Sure.
So they want to contribute to reputable organizations. Here you have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bright Harbor.
Yeah.
We used to be called Ocean Mental Health, but because we were one of the largest mental health care providers in the county.
Oh,
But then our range of services really expanded.
it's
And
yeah.
it's treating the whole person, which is not just mental health care.
Sure.
So now we have, about 45 programs and
Oh,
thousands of clients.
do you want to talk?
450 employees.
Really?
Yeah, and we rebranded to Bright Harbor Healthcare a few years ago.
Interesting.
To give just a better, to more accurately represent
Yeah.
the breadth of services that we were offering.
So there's 45 programs.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a little bit of everything.
Oh, I'm learning today.
There's about I think we have about 10 locations now.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Tell us.
across. There's an office in Little Egg. There's an office in Point Pleasant. There are multiple locations in Bayville on Toms River.
In Bayville, whereabouts?
We have 3 on Route 9 in Bayville alone. Yeah.
Is that the one by the old Blackbeards? I don't know.
There are 3 of them. One is recovery services. One is a special needs school and primary care. Another one is our recovery services, if I didn't say that right.
Okay.
And in Toms River, we have a lot of outpatient mental health care.
Okay.
There is a grief and trauma center. We have a walk-in crisis center.
This is so important, and I'm glad we're talking about it, and I'm glad that it's out there, it's available.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need more? We just need more? Sometimes I am of the belief that there's a person out there who wants to be contributing. I think young people. If to speak to young people, they have a lot of. Again, I don't want to take away from older people.
No.
But I think the next generation, the ones stepping up, the ones that you're in this community, and people want to participate in the social aspect of helping as well. So because I notice it. I notice how people want to get involved and they want to do real life things. My phone is over there. I don't have the need or desire to go to it, but the face-to-face, the social aspect of it. So I want to speak to a little bit like, hey, specifically the student, the person who's that wants to get involved. How do they get involved in social work? How do they get involved in volunteer work? Obviously you cannot run your life completely on being a volunteer. It's not sustainable. But how does somebody get the experience to see, hey, if they like it, to get involved? Because as you just brought to me, there's hundreds of people working,
Yeah.
gainfully employed through the mechanisms of so for programs, how the stuff gets funded, and so how did you get into social work, and when did this happen, and like what got you interested in it?
Well, I always knew that I wanted a job where I could help people
Oh
in
no,
some capacity, but I wasn't really sure how to do that.
yeah,
So I got my bachelor's degree in Spanish and political science a long time ago, and then um, it wasn't until I was an adult going back to school
mm,
when I decided to pursue my
mm,
master's degree in social work, and that just opened up a world of opportunities. And I took the time to take part time and per diem positions in very different fields
yeah,
until I was lucky to connect with my supervisor. And when she had asked me, ideally, what would you like to do with social work?
sure,
Because you could work in a jail, you could work in a hospital, you could be a private practice clinician. You could work in a school. There are a million different things you could do with social work. And I said, I really wanted to feed people.
oh,
And then when that grant came along, she had me in mind, and she was able to create this program, this wonderful program, which has served thousands of people now in
see
the last
that,
few
isn't it
years.
amazing?
Yeah.
It just truly is. It like to the testament of like, you getting involved, and uh, her creating this. It's just amazing. Like people can actually do so much. It's amazing. It really is. It's so fascinating.
And I'm very happy to have your curiosity, because
Yeah.
without your curiosity, we wouldn't have as many people know about us.
Yeah, I want to elevate. The whole purpose of this is really to satisfy my curiosity, and it really is. It's like we're doing a lot of fun stuff at Favola's Pizza, but we
Delicious stuff.
delicious stuff. It's really.
You have to try his Detroit pizza if you haven't yet,
Yeah,
viewers.
try it. When I'm not making pizza like I should be at this time, I'm trying to do this because I think I need to speak directly to my audience, which is my customer, and even though it's a paid it's I'm not hiding that you have to pay for your pizza. I run an operation, and but we have helped different things. We're not going to speak to that now, but we have, and I wanted to redo Favola's in the sense of like 2026. What's the next 10 years look like? Where's this economy taking us? It's not helping, the person who, just because the person who's receiving the quote service that at no cost doesn't mean they're not suffering, through what's going on. I wanted to talk about difficult things, not just be like, hey, buy my pizza. And, yes, it's a component. It's real. It's fun. I certainly don't, I certainly want, so we're back. We're gonna close it out. We'll do a little bit of a lightning round question.
Ooh.
I'm just making up the questions off the top of my head.
Great. I've never done a lightning round.
Yeah. So we learned a lot of great stuff, how to help, how to get involved. I think that's the key takeaway here. Just get involved. If you, and there's so many things. It doesn't have to be the Nook. It doesn't have to be other things. Just, I believe people want to be out and about and stuff. There's so many great things. That's the whole tempo of this. Just get involved. So thanks for watching. We'll just do a little lightning round, basically.
Excited.
Yeah, just simple stuff. So I have to learn what a lightning round actually is and get good at it. But lightning round. So coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. And any favorite places without saying it? Do you make it at home? I make it
Oh,
at home.
I made a really cute espresso bar at home, which I'm
Oh,
very
did you
proud of.
really?
Yes.
How
And
did-
it's got an espresso machine and various, non-dairy creamers and, also, tea that I did pick up from like little farmers markets and things.
I was
But
trying to get
I love it.
I was trying to get a conversation going with the coffee shops because that's just a whole different thing. So, yeah, what's your favorite cuisine?
Japanese food.
Is it really?
I am obsessed with ramen, with actual going to ramen shops.
Where are these ramen shops?
Well, I will travel for ramen,
Is that right?
Yeah, but Central Jersey, and
You don't
it
have to-
has a lot, Cherry Hill area, but actually the Caillou Ramen just opened up
Okay.
across the street, which
Yes,
I'm really
yes,
excited
yes.
about trying.
Yeah.
I've been to one of their other locations. Yeah, but totally, I've been to dozens of ramen places.
Dozens?
It's like my thing. Yeah. Get me that tonkatsu. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I think the first time I had ramen, I was like, "What is this?" And then it's like you fall in love with it, right?
Oh, I sure have. Yes.
Right. So, how about
And sushi too.
hobbies?
Hobbies.
What do you?
Well,
You're actually the
secretary.
of the chess club,
Yes, the Tom's River Chess
which
Club.
we just had in here. So that's coming out. That's getting released.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, everything's connected. So the chess club and really awesome. So chess, one of your big hobbies? Are you a big chess player?
No, I'm
No?
not. I taught my son when he was very little, and he had recently really gotten into it, and I wanted to nurture that hobby.
Yeah.
So that's how we came to find the Tom's River Chess Club. And
Right.
now, 3.5 years later, we can't really imagine our lives without it.
Without the-
Again, just it's all about that social connection,
Right.
and relationship building, community building. It's all really important.
We're trying to do that. If we are doing it, and we're bringing in we call it the pizza experience. So the pizza experience is basically 4 to 5 people. We get them behind the counter, filmed or not filmed. It could be it's a work in progress. It's designed for team building as well.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, we just did one with the Chingu vibe, which is really, really cool. Really cool. Shout out to those guys. A lot of chaos.
Uh-huh.
So doing that, we closed the store for that event. If anybody's interested in trying
Team building. I love that. Yeah.
yeah, because that's more of a it can behind the counter up to 6 because I'm managing them. They're actually making the pizza. I'm teaching them to make pizza. We did it with Preston.
Yes.
It was one. It was really fun, but we set up the cameras just like this at the store. If people want to get involved in that, yeah, it's really cool.
I mean,
Really,
working together is great, but working together and winding up with something delicious at the end,
Yeah.
what's better?
yeah, it's a concept piece that we're putting. We did it with the Chingu vibe models. Really, really, really fun. So we did that. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Sounds like a good time.
What about places you wanted? Any sports? Are you? Yeah.
No,
No.
not a sports person
Yeah,
really, but I
right.
will support Colombia in the World Cup tonight.
What is it?
I will support Colombia in the
Yeah,
World Cup
yeah,
tonight.
yeah. Well, soccer is really big, really big.
But no, I don't watch any sports.
Yeah, I feel like I can observe. I was at a Yankee game on Saturday. To be honest, my friend invited us, and it was me and 3 of my friends, and we went there. It's like but you're there, you're watching the game. You don't have to be a sports fan, and suddenly you're into baseball just watching because it's exciting.
Yeah.
So, but soccer is a big thing now. That's the topic of conversation right out there. Have you watched any of the games? I haven't. I'm like late to the game, but I'm getting enough out of it. What about any outdoor activities, parks? What's like your any go-to places?
I like to describe myself as
Yeah,
an
yeah.
indoor cat.
Indoor?
Away from.
You have a cat?
No, allergic.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, you're
No,
allergic.
and I
Oh, there's a big.
myself as an indoor cat.
Oh, okay.
Just because I prefer climate control and
Yes,
being
yes.
out of direct sunlight and harsh weather conditions and just being home and
That's
cozy.
okay.
Or
But-
having people over.
You're a big reader, or
I'm getting more into it, but I'm actually studying for the next licensure in my social work
Oh, there we go.
profession. So that's taking up most of my free reading time.
Well, I really, really had fun with you here. I do. Great. Thanks for.
You're always fun.
Yeah. Thanks. We had a great. Thank you. Just thank you for coming on, and thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Just stay tuned for more episodes. If anybody has anything that they want to talk to me about, they can definitely reach out to me. I'm pretty much open to other types of clubs, businesses. Reach out to me. Really appreciate you, and have a great day.